Every single day, billions of products move through stores, warehouses, trucks, ships, and airplanes. And almost all of them rely on the same strange symbol. A few black lines printed on the side of a package. It looks simple, almost meaningless. But those lines quietly coordinate one of the largest systems ever built: global trade. Today, over 5 billion barcode scans happen every day. But the strange part is this: the barcode wasn't created to run the global economy. It was invented to fix something much more ordinary, a frustrating problem that every grocery store faced: the checkout line. So how did a small invention meant to speed up supermarkets end up becoming the invisible language of global commerce? You've seen it thousands of times, maybe tens of thousands, printed on cereal boxes, on shampoo bottles, on books, on airline tickets, on medication, on nearly every single thing sold in modern retail. The barcode is one of the most common symbols in human history. And yet, almost nobody ever thinks about it, because it's designed to disappear. A typical barcode looks simple, just a pattern of black and white vertical lines. But those lines encode numbers, and those numbers identify products. A laser scanner reads the pattern, converts it into digits, and instantly tells a computer exactly what item it's looking at. That's why a cashier can scan a bottle of soda. The register instantly knows the product name, the price, the inventory count, the supplier, sometimes even the exact factory it came from, all from one quick beep. It's so fast, so seamless, that we barely notice it. But before the barcode, shopping looked completely different, and the problem was getting worse. To understand why the barcode was invented, you have to go back to post-World War II America. The late 1940s and 1950s saw a massive transformation in retail. The rise of the supermarket. Before this era, most grocery stores worked differently. A clerk stood behind a counter. Customers asked for items, and the clerk retrieved them. But supermarkets flipped the model. Now customers walked through aisles, picked items themselves, and brought everything to a cashier. This dramatically increased store size. More products, more customers, more complexity. And suddenly, checkout became a serious bottleneck. Cashiers had to manually enter prices for every single item. Some stores even required clerks to memorize hundreds of prices. Mistakes were common. Lines grew longer. Inventory tracking was chaotic. Store managers often had no accurate idea how much stock they had left. And when supermarkets began carrying thousands of products, the problem exploded. Retailers desperately wanted a system that could identify products instantly, speed up checkout, track inventory automatically. But in the 1940s, computers were still enormous machines filling entire rooms. So the question was, how do you build a system that machines can read instantly? With technology that barely exists yet? The answer would come from two graduate students thinking about Morse code while sitting on a beach. In 1948, a grocery executive approached Drexel Institute of Technology in Philadelphia with a challenge. Could someone invent a system that automatically read product information during checkout? Two graduate students overheard the conversation: Norman Joseph Woodland and Bernard Silver. They became obsessed with the idea. One day, while thinking about Morse code, Woodland had a strange insight. Dots and dashes could represent letters. So maybe lines of different widths could represent numbers. Legend says Woodland drew the first barcode idea in the sand while sitting on a beach in Florida. Instead of vertical lines, his first design looked like a bullseye, concentric circles that scanners could read from any direction. In 1952, they patented the concept. But there was a problem. Actually, several problems. First, computers were too primitive. Second, scanners didn't exist yet. Third, printing technology couldn't reliably produce precise codes. Their invention was decades ahead of its time, so the idea sat mostly unused. For over 20 years. But by the late 1960s, technology had finally caught up. Lasers had been invented. Computers were becoming smaller, and supermarkets were desperate for a solution. In 1973, the grocery industry agreed on a single universal standard, the Universal Product Code, the barcode we still use today. But the world still hadn't seen it in action. That moment would come on a pack of chewing gum. June 26, 1974, a supermarket in Troy, Ohio. At 8:01 in the morning, a cashier scanned the first commercial barcode in history. The product? A 10-pack of Wrigley's juicy fruit gum. The scanner beeped. The register instantly identified the item. It worked. The pack of gum is now preserved in the Smithsonian. But the real story wasn't that moment. It was what happened next. Once retailers saw the system working, adoption exploded. Barcodes didn't just speed up checkout. They transformed inventory management. For the first time in history, stores could track exactly what was selling, and when, and how fast. Managers could see which products were flying off shelves, which ones weren't, which needed restocking, and which were wasting shelf space. This created something revolutionary: data-driven retail. Companies could now analyze sales patterns with precision never before possible. And once manufacturers joined the system, the barcode became a universal language. A product made in one country could be instantly recognized in another, and the modern supply chain began to take shape. Today, the barcode is not just a retail tool. It's the backbone of global logistics. Every time a barcode is scanned, information enters a massive network of systems. Warehouses use barcodes to track millions of items moving through automated sorting lines. Shipping companies scan packages at every stage of delivery. Hospitals use barcodes to ensure patients receive the correct medications. Airlines track luggage using barcode labels. Factories track components moving through assembly lines. Even libraries use them to manage millions of books. But the real power of the barcode is standardization. Every UPC code contains 12 digits. Those digits identify the manufacturer, the specific product, and a check digit for accuracy. This means a scanner anywhere in the world can read the same product code. Without the barcode, modern logistics would slow dramatically. Imagine trying to manually track billions of products moving across continents. The barcode turned global commerce into something computers could understand. And that unlocked something even bigger: automation. Today, barcodes are everywhere. More than 100 billion products carry them. They're scanned billions of times every day. And they helped build the infrastructure of modern retail giants. Companies like Walmart, Amazon, and Costco depend on barcode systems to manage enormous inventories. But the barcode itself is evolving. You've probably seen the next generation: QR codes. These square patterns can store far more information: web links, payment data, authentication systems, even digital menus. And yet, despite all these advances, the original barcode still quietly does its job, printed on billions of everyday objects, helping coordinate a global network of factories, warehouses, trucks, ships, and stores, all with a few simple lines. The barcode didn't just speed up checkout. It helped turn the world economy into a scannable system. The next time you buy something, listen for the beep, because behind that tiny sound is a technology that quietly reshaped global trade. A few black lines that help coordinate billions of products moving across the planet. You'll probably see dozens of them today and never notice. But without them, the modern world would look very different. You already know the object, but now you know the story. Subscribe to the channel for more lore.